What is keeping you stuck? What habit, addiction, thought pattern, thought cycle, or thought stronghold? What is it? What is it that's keeping you stuck? I'm coming straight from the messy front lines right now just to help you get unstuck in today's episode. We're going to get some tips to push past, and I'm going to start that off with the lyrics from All the Pretty Things by 10th Avenue North. It tells us that we are caught in the in-between of who we are and who we're yet to be, which leaves me to ask you, are you feeling stuck in between goals and dreams versus doubts and negative habits? Let me tell you, the lyrics go on to tell us, look at all the pretty things that steal my heart away. So what is stealing your heart, your vision, your plans, your purpose? Let me repeat the lyrics. We are caught in the in-between of who we are and who we're yet to be. Look at all the pretty things that steal my heart away. What is stealing your heart, your visions, your plans, your purpose? Let's get into that today so we can break out. Do you want to get unstuck? So let's do this. I am Nurse Ann, as I said, coming from the messy front lines right now to drop this on you because I want to see you break out of your boxes of feeling stuck, whether it's thought patterns, habits, addictions, cycles, feeling like you don't measure up, not getting out of your comfort zone. We're going to work on that today. And I'm Nurse Ann. I'm a certified emergency and mental health registered nurse on the front lines for many years and still going. This channel here is here for your inspirational wellness. It's for your body, your mind, and spirit, because you know they work together in synergy to help us have better health of how we think, how we function in our body, and spiritual health. Also, they work together. So make sure you're following this channel and share it with others. Leave your comments today. Let's get some help for mind, body, and spirit. And if you want a deeper spiritual dive, the rest of that song, Look at All the Pretty Things by 10th Avenue North, is going to help you with fresh insight and also soul searching. You might want to check that out. Getting unstuck and onto a higher vision, a more fulfilled you that ripples waves of peace in abundance outward. Would you like peace in abundance that ripples outward? It is possible, trust me. Of course, as always, make sure you stay to the end because there's always a bonus and a prize on these episodes. And what that is you're going to hear a quick, exciting, action-packed chapter from my published fictional drama, which I'll show you in a minute. But in that published fictional drama, you're going to ride along with the frontline workers, rescuing those in crisis of mental, physical, and spiritual with 24/7 action. And you're going to see what people go through in mental health and emergency, not to mention the frontline workers in their own thought battles, drama, relationship drama, and how they work that out and overcome that to live that purpose-driven life. So let's jump in. What is trying to push you to the edge? What is trying to push you to the edge? Make you think you will stay stuck in your habits? What habits, addictions, thought patterns, what strongholds are keeping you stuck? Think about that. If you want, leave it in the comments. Whatever cycles, addiction, habits, thought patterns, thought strongholds you feel stuck in, or just ways you think that you can overcome that. So since this battle is mental, physical, and spiritual, in your body, when you go back to that habit or stronghold that makes you feel stuck, you get that release of dopamine that makes you feel better for just a short time. Getting that quick release of those pleasure chemicals, it can make you feel better in the moment, but then it doesn't always last. And eventually you're going to have that release of cortisol, that stress hormone, that causes you to want to go back for more of that dopamine rush, thereby getting you stuck in a habit, a pattern, a cycle of repeating things that lead you back to that quick momentary release, but might keep you stuck in your life and pursuing things that you want to accomplish. So since it's also spiritual, we're going to have science meet scripture with the verse from 2 Corinthians 5:10. And it says that our battles We have spiritual battles, even spiritual warfare, and we're reminded that the thoughts in our mind and the thought patterns, habits, they try to set themselves up. These thoughts in our minds, they try to set themselves up as strongholds, pretenses, pretensions, which says that those thoughts are a lie. Those strongholds are pretending and they're lying to us. And we can remember that those thoughts, we can get past them. They try to set themselves up even against the knowledge of God. But we can break free and be victorious. I want that for you. I want you to be unstuck and be victorious. So getting unstuck, getting back on track. And we have, in this episode today, we're going to have a few different exciting resources to give us a quick tips for that, along with scripture and soul searching. You also can, you can do your own soul searching, your own scripture reading, your own internet searches, podcasts, church, faith, community, family. As I said, therapy. There's so many resources to help you get past those habits, cycles, and addictions. And I hope that you will start on that journey to get unstuck and live a more purpose-driven life. So let's go over some of these helpful lists, and then we're getting into that bonus and the prize that I was telling you about. I know you're going to enjoy the bonus and the prize. So as I said, I'm Nurse Ann, a certified emergency and mental health registered nurse on the front lines for many years and still going. So follow, like, share, leave your comments as we go. So let's get into some of these quick lists, and then we'll jump right to the bonus and the prize. I'll try to make it quick for you today. So the first list is how to get unstuck in 6 steps. I would just read you some of the highlights, and it's from a Fearless Living channel. They say that feeling stuck is inevitable. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. When you feel stuck, it feels like you've lost control. What do you feel like you've lost control? Leave that in the comments. And sometimes you feel like there's nothing you can do and you would never be able to get out of that place. But you know what? It is only temporary, and you do have the power to transform your circumstances. So we're going to get some tips that they give us on that. We can lose track of our dreams and desires, get caught up in that self-doubt. And I have a lot of podcasts, if you scroll down, to get unstuck, to break out of our comfort zones, to have more emotional intelligence, emotional resilience, and also to live purpose-driven, focused lives so that you don't have to feel frozen, they say. You could have lost sight of your life purpose. I do have a lot of podcasts for that also, and helping you not to be able to prioritize certain situations in your life, whether it's for you or your family. And learning how to take risks can be a good thing. And I do have a podcast about breaking out of those boxes of your comfort zone. So why are you stuck? Is there a decision that's overwhelming to you? So instead of deciding, you don't decide anything? Is there a part of your life that you're unhappy with but aren't willing to admit it yet? Are you hiding something about yourself? A secret maybe that you're terrified would be discovered and it could harm the status quo of your life. Have you been compromising your values? And its values and integrity are important. To look yourself in the mirror, look others in the eye, and know that you're living with integrity, and honesty is so important. Are you refusing to take action because you either don't know how to take the risk or are scared people won't approve? We can get caught in that approval trap and that hamster wheel of worrying what other people think. Are you afraid you're not good enough to actualize your dream, achieve your goal, or be loved for who you are? Do you have a relationship that is not healed and brings up feelings of guilt, shame, or humiliation? Do you stay busy guessing what everyone else wants you to do, or just ask a bunch of people before you decide anything? Is this the life you've been living? Is the life you're living not the right life for you anymore, whatever you're caught up in? Are you waiting for someone else to give you permission to make that important decision or to take that risk? Being stuck could be a wake-up call, they remind us, and they also remind us to think about if we're fulfilled and happy in figuring out the life we want to live, and be ruthlessly honest with yourself. That is so important. As I said, doing soul searching. I also have a podcast of a life inventory checklist that can help us to figure out the most important things in our life and how to achieve that, and doing that life inventory and that soul searching. So even if you're stuck, you don't have to stay stuck. And they share 6 strategies. One is don't wait for external forces. Stop waiting for that magical something to occur. I'll do that when I'm waiting for, if only, when I have more money, blah, blah, blah. Does any of that sound familiar to you? So let's get in charge of our own narrative. Stop waiting for those things and break out of that. Number 2, stop relying on excuses. Excuses. They excuse your potential and let you off the hook. And they can be difficult to overcome because of how they feel. And our excuses stem from aspects of our lives that are real, like not having enough money or not feeling love. But they feel real because they're grounded in the seed of truth. But when we take that seed of truth and let it grow, it can fester into an overgrown garden of excuses. So we can get defensive over that and worry about being perfect and having that fear of failure. So we do have to work on that. If we fail and get rejected, get back up again and chase after your destiny. Number 3, treat yourself with compassion. Treat yourself with compassion throughout your journey. The more difficult time you're having, the more compassion is required. Not saying you let yourself completely off the hook, but you do have compassion on yourself and do that soul searching and live that fearless life. Number 4, but you don't let yourself off the hook as far as getting better and being accountable to yourself and others. You can even have coaches, mentors, and people to pray for you. Number 5, free yourself with forgiveness. Loosening that grip on fear. Number 6, be willing. And you have to be willing to get unstuck. Nobody can make you change. The more you try, the more you resist. Whether you realize it or not, change comes from within. So be willing. So that's one of them. And I'm going to jump onto 2 more, and then we're going to jump into the bonus and the prize. The next one is other ways to get unstuck from Zen habits, creating a new path for your stuck. Creating a new path for yourself. Number 1, they remind us to turn towards the difficulty. If you've been avoiding thinking about a difficult project, your messy finances or clutter, exercise, diet, health issues, not much is going to change until you turn towards it and face it. Face the difficulty, having that willingness to turn towards it and work on it. Number 2, make a decision and set an intention. If we want something different to happen, we have to decide to make that change. Number 3, be compassionate with yourself. There's that theme again, to have that self-encouragement and compassion and spill that onto others. Number 4, do it with others. So we can have accountability partners, people to work out with, people to help us figure out our budgets and our dreams. Number 5, set a time to practice with it and keep up the practice. Number 6, small victories, slow change, amazing progress. You don't have to go super fast. Give yourself that that breathing, that downtime, and celebrate your small victories. Number 7, progress, but not perfections. Instead of trying to be perfect, just make sure you're heading in the right direction. And if you fall off, get right back on. Those are really habits of things that you can do to change your habits from Zen habits. And number 7 is from Psychology, or the next is from Psychology Today, 7 ways. Get a drink of water, everybody. It's super healthy for you. After I finish this, we're going to jump into the bonus and the prize so you can get on with your evening. You're going to love that. It's an exciting fictional drama. So ways to get yourself unstuck by Psychology Today reminds us to let go of the past. We might be blaming ourselves. And sometimes there are things in our life that when we do the soul searching, we might find we were responsible for it, but it's not saying just push it and hide it under the rug. We can take accountability for it and work on changing that, but don't just heap that negative thoughts on yourself. Number 2, change your perspective, release the grip on the past. You can look at reality in new ways and start working on feeling free to change your attitude. To gain a new perspective, an important thing I like this is meditate and spending time alone so you can hear your inner voice. We do need downtime. We need that quiet time in this busy, noisy, attention-grabbing world, or we're going to have a hard time hearing that inner voice, even talking to God and praying. And that will help us change and open up and change our routines. Number 3, start with small changes. Change stimulates different parts of the brain that improve creativity and clarity of mind. And I do have some talks too about neuroplasticity. When we change our routine, learn new things, our brain creates that neuroplasticity where it regenerates and rewires our circuits. So no matter your age, your situation, what limitations or boxes you feel in, your brain is always recharging it and regenerating, especially when you try and change and do new things. So start with those small changes, your routines, maybe moving things around. Every choice matters. Don't skip the little things, because when you accumulate your goals, they're going to start to help you feel unstuck. Number 4, explore your purpose. That's super important. And when we start to get on board with our purpose, our life mission, vision, and purpose, it's going to help us so much to get unstuck from negative habits, because we can stay focused, work on staying focused on something, a higher goal, something more important. Your life purpose is not just your job, your responsibilities, or your goals. And it's what makes you feel alive. Things that you're passionate about and could fight for. Examples of a life purpose could be helping people overcome the sadness of being ill. Yes, looking out for the needs of others. Helping others reach their full potential. I love to do that. What about you? Growing as a person, just whatever advocacy that you're interested in, or even helping your family and others in the community. You might need to change your life purpose that no longer inspires you. If you feel like you haven't had a purpose, this is a great time to define it. Ask yourself some of these following questions as you consider your life purpose. What makes me happy? What were my favorite things to do in the past? And I listen to Robert Greene a lot, and he talks about even things from our childhood. They're always kind of bubbling up to lead us to what we're really passionate about. And you can tap back into that. What are my favorite things to do now? When do I enjoy myself so much or become so committed to something that I lose track of time? Who inspires me the most and why? I hope that I inspire you at this channel, Nurse Ann's Inspirational Wellness. Make sure you follow it and share it and leave your comments. What makes me feel good about myself, and what am I good at? Number 5, believe in yourself. Trust that you can reach your expectations and get out of your comfort zones. Break out of those boxes. Make a list of your strengths and positive traits, because you are able and capable. Stop sabotaging your own progress, and make sure you're building others up. We can sabotage and belittle and criticize others and even ourselves. Number 6, practice being hopeful. You might have had disappointments in the past. Don't let them creep in. Get out of that meditation. Spend more time in meditation, in prayer, reading inspirational books, watching my inspirational podcast to help you be more hopeful. That is so important. And I also have a podcast called A Chance for Hope. You'll like that. And number 7, consider talking to a professional. You could have a therapist, a coach, a pastor, a friend, just even different podcasts, a family member. And that can help a lot sometimes to unlock these potentials and stop feeling stuck. So as I promised, we're going to jump onto the bonus and the prize. Usually I read you some of my excerpts from my devotional, but we're going to just jump into the bonus and the prize. But if you want to see my devotionals, there is a link at my website. It's nurseann.com. That is Ann with an E. You can see nurseann.com in the description. But I do have the mental healing poetry devotional. We all need mental healing. And I started doing spoken word. You can read these here, link in the website, and also at my website, there's a tab called Spoken Word Poetry and Ignite Life, different tabs where I read these to you and bring them to life. There's Energize Health, Body, Mind, and Spirit. Remember, they work together in synergy. My newest is Ignite Life Poetry Devotional. You'll enjoy that. Inspiration Battles Devotional. We all need to be inspired, especially to break out of those thought strongholds and to get unstuck. And Word Puzzles Devotional is very interesting and unique words, along with medicine for your soul in there. You will like that. So, as I promised, we're going to get out of here early today, hopefully. Get a drink of water. So let's go on quickly to the quick action-packed chapter from my published fictional drama is The Mental Files First 6 Stories Edition by Nurse Ann. Link on the website if you want to join the book club. It's a 6-part drama series that I created in my free time as a busy nurse that highlights the struggles that you go through those you take care of go through mental health struggles. There's anxiety, bullying, depression, relapse, addiction, autism, Alzheimer's, dementia, the spectrum, disabilities, thought strongholds, thought struggles, thought disorders. There's a lot going on in this. You're going to ride along, see what goes on the front lines. Also, you're going to meet the nurses, the doctors, the caseworkers, the paramedics, the police, people in the community, the families, the church, and so on and so on. And you also follow the characters in here, the frontline workers, as they go through their relationship drama and their own thought strongholds and battles. And guess what? I'm going to jump into it now, but I just want to show you one more thing quickly because we don't always have time to read, and it's an exciting audiobook. It's on Audible and iTunes, narrated by Drama Simpson. He brought it to life, let me tell you, with siren noises, action, lots of things. You feel like you're right there riding along with these frontline workers. So check it out, the Mental Falls First 6 Stories edition, Audible and iTunes. You're going to love this action. Not only is it action and adventure, it's also filled with advocacy and awareness. So let's do this. We are on chapter 17, which is Boarding Home Bedlam. We already finished book 1 and book 2. We're on book 3, The Mental Falls, A Tent Under the Bridge by Nurse Anne. Hopefully your favorite nurse and new indie author. Follow this channel, leave your comments so far, share it with others, and all that good stuff. So chapter 17, Boarding Home Bedlam. Lucas, do you know why the medication book indicated that Julie did not take her medicine today? Charnette asked her staff member. The resident said she must have slept in since she wasn't at breakfast, answered the medication nurse. We really need to wake her up for her dosage. She cannot afford to decompensate, advised the boarding home director. And it's after lunch, and I've never seen that girl miss 2 meals. These girls are all eating for 2. Oh, sorry, I'll go get her, replied the embarrassed new employee. Thanks, she answered as she headed back to her office. When Lucas checked Julie's room, there was no sign of her. Her roommate looked unusually quiet. Was there a tinge of guilt on Tamara's face? Was Julie's roommate hiding something? Tamara, have you seen Julie? He probed. With tears bursting forth, Tamara spilled the story. I saw her sneak out yesterday and get in a taxi with some lady. What? Cried the worried medication nurse. Come with me now, he demanded as he urged Tamara along. Arriving at Charnette's office, Lucas advised the sobbing girl to start talking. Between her sobs, the roommate told of the escapade she witnessed. She also confessed about the phone calls Julie received from her mom. Fear gripped the heart of the boarding home director as she dialed 911. And that is the end of chapter 17. Next is chapter 18, which is Not an Ordinary Lunch. And I will read that to you on the next podcast, along with some other inspirational wellness to help you change your life that will spill onto the lives of others. So follow if you haven't already. Share it, leave a comment today, and I will see you at the next NurseAnn.com podcast for action, adventure, advocacy, and awareness. See ya!